Welcome to the Through the Table podcast with Tom, Rick, Russ, JL, and Brock. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of Through the Table podcast number 19. Thank you for watching.
But yeah, Beyond Wrestling just announced.
Where are they going besides Fit?
What is it? Somerville. The Arts at the Armory.
Oh, that Armory place.
So I've actually
Progress ran their first show there like 3 years ago. It's Progress a little tiny place. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw I saw Beyond there one time.
Yeah.
And it's a good little venue, but I was gonna go, but I'm like,
it's all floor seats.
Right. It's a 5-hour show, and two, I don't want to stand for 5.5 hours.
I wish they went back to Melrose. I'd go there and just sit in the bleachers.
That MWF show's coming to Melrose pretty soon. That little fan fest thing with like all those. Yeah, it's like Hacksaw Duggan and like all those kind of. They announced a Doink the Clown and
oh god,
Demolition, Tony Atlas.
Well, it's got to be what Brooklyn Brawler Doink the Clown, I guess.
Probably.
Or Phil Apollo.
Maybe it's what's his name? Tim McNeely.
God, Tim McNeely.
I kind of hope it's Bob Evans.
Well, he's sure got the gut for it.
Sure does.
He's got the face for it too.
I mean,
you don't even need.
Good segue since we're talking about indie shows, but I guess MLW is going to be coming to Lowell sometime early next year.
Oh, wow.
That's the rumor going around, is that they booked it for sometime in the first quarter. Don't know anything beyond that.
Oh, and most likely what the auditorium, you think?
Lowell Odd, yep.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great place to see a show. It's small, but it's just something about it. It's just a great spot.
Oh yeah,
it's probably one of my favorite. Like I've seen so many like good shows there.
Yep, so many.
Since we're gonna go into the MLW stuff, I have here now with that news is this past Thursday they were on Vice TV for Fightland for their show there, and I guess
I missed that. That was after Dark Side of the Ring, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I hope they replay it because I wouldn't mind seeing that. I totally forgot it was on.
It should be replaying this weekend at some point, and it's on demand if you have Vice TV.
Oh, excellent. All right.
So it's there. I don't know when it'll go on YouTube. Eventually it probably will, but it was kind of interesting, the whole concept of the shows. They had two matches. They had the middleweight title match where they brought back Tajiri for it. He fought Myron Reed, Araz, and Aramis, and they actually gave Tajiri the middleweight title, which I was kind of surprised by, but
I mean,
I guess people know who he is. They're on Vice TV, maybe just recognition there.
Right.
And in the main event, they gave Hammerstone the title over Jacob Fatu. So now he has both titles.
Well, isn't
there's another Fatu?
Yeah, he didn't go to the WWE.
No, he re-signed last year for like two or three years.
Okay. Jacob is it's
Tonga
not
Kids.
Tonga Kids son.
Kid, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought that was Tama Tonga.
No, he's a different
Tama
kid.
Tonga is Haku's
right, that's Haku's son.
There's so many.
There's so many. Yeah, we should do a family tree one day. That'd be a whole show.
And the only one that isn't related to any of them is Samoa Joe.
Yeah, he was on the other side of the
island. He's just there. He just somehow made it there.
The biggest interesting part, I mean, it was given Hammerstone was going to win because Fatu didn't want to fight him. So whatever, they did the match. But the biggest thing on that show was they did what they called the halftime show, which they called Embedded. And they had Meltzer, Raj something from Twitter, and a couple other guys, and it was basically like almost like a mini podcast where they actually talked about do they think the WWE is actually going to be sold, and then they talked about all the recent hirings by AEW and who they thought were a couple of guys that were going to join them soon. So they actually went into it for a good 10 minutes talking about those couple of topics, which I thought was interesting for an indie show like that to do something like that.
Right. And especially because they probably didn't talk about anything MLW related. So that's
not
kinda,
in those two portions. No,
Yeah.
It was odd. It was kind of cool to see that, actually acknowledging there's wrestling besides yourself.
Right.
Because, at times that doesn't happen.
Ring of Honor.
It's funny that doesn't happen too, because we're in such a time where everything is at the tip of our fingers and everything. We all know all this stuff. I don't understand why they all still to this day act as if they're the only show in town. But that's the Carney thing. That's the Carney mentality.
Exactly. Right. Yep. It's just us, no one else. Mm-hmm.
Trying to shut down the other shows, like the old circus stuff.
And then the other big thing they said at the end of that segment was that Will Offspray is signed with them to work shows. So he'll be coming in November, I guess, to the next Philadelphia taping to work MLW.
Jericho is trying desperately to get him into AEW.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he will. He will. It's just a matter of when they do it with them. It's not a matter of when, if it's when, really, at this point.
Right.
But it'd be interesting to see him in there. As they have, I guess Fish is signed for a short-term deal. That's why he was able to sign with AEW. And then same with Moriarty there. He has a deal with them, but it's only for like 5-6 shows.
Oh, okay. So because that's the other thing too. Like they signed him. They made a big deal about it, and then I haven't seen him since.
Bauer did a Q&A thing where he was talking about all those, where he wants to have like a rotating group of like 4 or 5 guys. So Fish, Lee Moriarty, like TJP, and a few others. They'll be in for shows, and then they'll go away, and I'll bring in another group of people. And then maybe if they want to bring those guys back in again, they'll bring them back in at a later time.
Right.
Kind of just like a rotation of a few guys that are just on short-term deals, more, per appearance deals than say a year under 2-year deal or whatever. At least, you can rotate and keep it fresh down on the undercard with people they want to see, Not a bad idea, but I was interested by that, what they called embedded part. Curious if they do it. I guess the ratings were, they did triple what they usually do on BN Sports. It did a 0.1, which you go 0.1 is little, but I guess it did like 85,000 people. Impact does about 140, so they're pretty close to what Impact did. Uh-oh.
What is?
Oh no.
Who's wearing what?
I don't know what you're watching.
Seth Rollins.
Oh.
Turn the channel. Got some sort of ensemble on. Just looks like an asshole.
And then I guess we can go into the couple of GCW things that I had saw. Was the first one was PCO signed to work every show of theirs next year.
Oh wow!
And I guess so far they have 44 dates set up. Ooh. So they're really pumping. They're also trying to get a TV deal. So they're trying to bring in people and kind of almost transition away from just being a full deathmatch promotion to more like ECW was back in the day.
Right.
So like all kinds of wrestling to obviously get TV there. And then they're also going to be running Hammerstein Ballroom soon.
They would be perfect for Vice.
Mm-hmm.
GCW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they love showing their stuff too.
So it'd be interesting to see if they do a TV deal. I mean, Moxley probably wouldn't be able to go on TV like with something like that. I wouldn't think, but who knows?
Who knows? I mean, especially with with Tony Khan.
Yeah,
I guarantee he'd be like, yeah, whatever.
He could work with them,
right?
I mean, but yeah, that was pretty big news there.
He's an Impact.
What's that?
Mark Cardona couldn't. He's an Impact.
They don't seem to care though. He's not under a full-time contract though with Impact. He's just working for dates still.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he had a full-time contract now.
No, he doesn't. He said it numerous times. He goes, I haven't signed with them yet fully. I think he's like a 6-month deal, but it allows him to work shows when they're not doing shows.
I mean, because they work once a month pretty much.
They do
like 3 days a
pay-per-view and then 3 days of tapings a month. So they do 4 shows.
Because their next thing's in Vegas, I think.
Yeah,
right?
They're in Vegas, right? For was it like 2 weeks?
Yeah, because they're doing Cardona and Mara's podcast. They're doing a show out there at Vegas, like I guess the night before whatever it is, Bound for Glory or whatever it is. And
AEW has a show in 2 weeks on a Saturday. We'll get into a couple of the AEW things. And because their show's on Saturday with Dynamite, they moved their pay-per-view to start after Dynamite's over. So it's not starting till 11 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
On that Saturday now. So the freaking Bound for Glory starts at 11 o'clock Eastern time.
Eastern?
Yep.
Which is still only what? There'd still be 8 o'clock there.
Their time.
Yeah, so that's not that, I mean.
Probably not a lot of East Coast viewers, but if you order the show, you'll watch it on your own time anyway.
Right.
Russell will get a normally timed pay-per-view.
And then they'll be taping for 3 days after that. So they'll be all the way through to November.
Yeah, they were Myers and Cardona were on their podcast. Like, I guess the live show that they're doing out there tickets aren't selling as well as they should be.
Oh, really?
So like they keep going on their podcast, being like, if you buy tickets to the live show, you'll get free tickets to the Impact tapings, and you get to meet us afterwards and take pictures. Like they're trying everything.
Is that what, Sam's Town? The
venue or the tapings? I don't even know.
I don't know where the podcast is, but
the podcast is going to be at I guess there's a bar there called the Nerd.
Oh, okay.
And I guess the show's going to be there, and I'm not exactly sure where. I guess it's I don't know. It almost looks like it's in like a mall, like one of those like outdoor mall kind of things. Like it's almost like a Universal City Walk kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But speaking of Cardona, what was it? I think it was last Saturday they did the AEW.
Yep, you mentioned
the main event was Cardona versus was it Josh Bishop? For I guess Bishop is there. He has both of their big belts, and I guess Cardona beat him for both belts on Saturday.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that he had won. I knew they had the match, but I never actually looked at the result.
It's kind of wild that and it was kind of the same talk we had when he won the GCW title. It's just he's totally made his time on the indies like worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, because you could, he's a WWE guy. He could have easily just taken the money in some podunk town in West Virginia and did the whole WWE take one bump, you know what I mean, like kind of thing, and just go out there and get your paycheck.
Right.
But like he's he's in GCW doing light tube matches. He's in,
and then he's fighting Effie now, and he lost his internet championship to him at the last show, which is kind of funny. Who is this guy? Yeah, he'll work with everyone.
Yeah, it's cool, and and it's especially too because we're like on his podcast. Sometimes he comes across as like such a douchebag.
Oh yeah.
So it's just he's just naturally hateable.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so it's like he's already hateable, and then on top of that, he's wrestling Nick Gage or just their top guys, and it's just such a easy heel thing to do at this point.
Right.
But he's just so damn good at it.
For sure.
It's like I could about him in WWE, but like I actually just like I'm actually interested in what he does. You know what I mean? Like where he's gonna pop up. I mean,
right. You don't know.
Since he left WWE, what, like last year, he's done AEW, he's done Impact, he's won titles in AIW, friggin' GCW. Like
he's doing Beyond, or he has done it.
He's gonna do it. I think
right.
I think he's the show at the Arts at the Armory show. I think he's wrestling Teddy Goods.
Oh, okay. I knew he was on it. I don't know which show it was. I heard he was coming.
He was supposed to be on it. They do their in July. They did their American Rana show.
Yeah, but it got canceled, right?
It got canceled because that was when we were supposed to have a hurricane that never happened.
That one, right?
Oh
right.
yeah.
Okay. All right, we can jump to our few AEW topics I have.
All right.
We saw they debuted the TBS title on Dynamite.
Yeah, controversy
It's gonna be
behind that
the
belt.
second women's title.
Because the design is the TNT title, so there's a lot of, like, I've been reading online how everybody hates it.
Yep. A lot of people are saying there'll be the Fox title, the True
Cartoon
TV
Network
title, the Cartoon Network title, just with all the logos on it.
Britt Baker actually said that. Did you hear that?
Oh, did she?
That promo? Yeah. At one point, she was right after they announced it. She did a promo with Tony Schiavone, and she was basically said, like, all right, I'm glad that they got this title because all these bitches can stop bothering me because I'm the best or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually said at one point, because like Shivani's like, so what do you think about the TBS title? And she's like, it would have been better if it was called the Cartoon Network title. And then she's like, I was just like, oh,
yeah.
But I mean, it's like what Tom said a couple. I think it might have been in the chat, it might have been a podcast, but it's like it's if you're trying to showcase the girls almost on an even playing field as the guys, it's that's cool to have a secondary title. I don't think I've ever.
That's how Tony Khan said it. Was those the divisions are supposed to be equal,
right? So it's kind of cool that I don't think I've ever seen. Other than maybe like a Joshi promotion, like Stardom,
right?
But I've never seen a secondary female title in any.
Not in the U.S.
Right?
No. Because the Raw and SmackDown women's titles isn't a secondary belt.
So now that makes me wonder. It's do they at some point pivot and do they do a women's tag belt, or do you think they just leave it? Because I think it's kind of cool to have just two singles titles in the division.
I think for now you would just have the two women's belts, because I think the only other title they're bringing in is the trios title for the men. That's coming
that's coming soon, right?
But I think that's it. I don't think they're going with any more titles after that. They're going to do more tournaments and stuff like that, and give people actual trophies or whatever. Then say have 18 belts.
Right.
You don't need too many.
See, I like the trophy, like the trophies. Like it's not a title. It's just it's kind of like the Andre Trophy.
Right.
You come out with it for a bit, you put your name on it. Great. It's
like that's what they'll do with the Owen Hart. It'll
right.
be a big trophy for the winner of that.
Right. And the same thing. You have them take a picture of it in the ring, all all happy, and then you see it next year.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they don't have to carry it around.
Or someone gets beat up with it.
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that with the Owen.
Oh, it's Owen.
If it was a generic one, sure, why not? But an Owen, they wouldn't go there. No.
I mean, I kind of like they kind of did that this week with Shida and Serena Deeb. I thought that was kind of cool because
it was.
I mean, how many who thought that Serena was going to actually win that? Nobody.
Right. Exactly.
No one.
Mm-hmm. That was done well.
It's like you have her win, and not only do you have her win, then you have her break the trophy over Shida's face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of cool. Serena Deeb's, definitely probably that's one of the best workers that women
sure.
like in any company.
Yep. Yeah, she's great, and she doesn't get used too much, which sucks.
So speaking of it's kind of segueing about being used.
Sure.
Adam Page, is he taking that belt off of Kenny?
Oh yeah, for sure.
He has to,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah,
100%.
Full gear, and about a month, that's when he's going to get it.
And then what do you pivot with Danielson, or do you just keep having Danielson and Kenny? Because now I guess you can still have them feud.
I don't think you should go with Danielson right away. I'm not sure who they would feud him with, but there's got to be someone else before him.
You think you?
Who's that?
I was gonna say I still feel like Punk.
I don't think Punk either yet.
No, Pac.
Pac. Oh, okay. Yeah. That could happen.
Are we talking Hangman or Kenny?
I was talking Hangman.
I'm talking Kenny.
Kenny, I'm seeing.
Kenny and Danielson would probably.
Yeah, that's
keep
what
going.
I'm thinking.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
that's what I'm thinking.
I thought you were saying who's Hangman going to fight next.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no.
Oh,
that's
okay.
a-
Sorry, I got confused.
Like I was gonna say, I think they continue with Kenny.
Yeah,
And I mean, I could see them doing Pac and Hangman. That's a pretty early feud that really never.
yeah. They never really had a finish
settled.
to it. And speaking of Pac, since we're speaking on it, the reason why his match got moved out there from the last pay-per-view a week was he wasn't cleared to work. I guess he had gotten a concussion when he fought Matt Sydal on Dynamite a few weeks before that.
Huh.
So that's why he got pulled off of All In, is because of that. He didn't get cleared for it.
Kind of makes sense.
And then he takes the dead eye off the freaking ladder through a table at the freaking match. Like, and he just came off a concussion. Like, wow.
Hey, take it easy on me, guys, tonight.
And then Andrade takes that insane bump onto the ladder on the outside. I swear he broke his back. Wild.
I kind of feel like he's floundering right now, Andrade.
Big time. Big time.
I mean, I don't know if they were gonna, you know what I mean? Like if that was the case, like he turned on Chavo, and were they gonna go with Flair, and then the whole
I think they really were. I think they kind of didn't know what to do with them. Like they kind of were trying to figure out where do we go from here. I'm for certain Flair was supposed to come in.
Yeah, that was he was supposed to be on a Rampage. That's what I read, and then the Andrade's manager. And after that, like then they got like misstepped. So what do you do with them?
They've kind of start and stop them 2 or 3 times now.
He's missing something. I just don't know what it is.
I hate the ring gear that he wears. I hate that, the freaking pants.
Yeah,
that's awful. Look, but that's just me, maybe.
No, you're right on that. He's had 3 different people coming to the ring with him too.
Yeah,
because obviously, as you were saying, Flair can't be there.
Right.
He's boring to me. He's completely boring to me.
Mm-hmm.
Great worker. Had some great
worker.
matches in NXT, but holy crap, he's boring to me. And I think we're starting to see why he floundered in the WWE on the main roster.
Yeah.
And look, I'm going to be the first to blame Vince and creative for everything they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said earlier, maybe on some of these, they might have hit the nail on the head.
Hey, it could be.
And I think this might be one of them.
Maybe.
He couldn't do anything on the main roster, and he can't do anything in AEW. He's boring as hell.
How long is Zelina Vega's contract with WWE?
No clue.
Too long for her.
I was going to say, because I think that might be the only thing
she
that would
has
save
for
Andrade
release
at this
tomorrow. She should. She really should. Now she got moved over to Raw, and which the job out to everyone there, I guess now.
Yep.
Because you already had all the SmackDown ladies beat her, so you might as well have all the Raw ladies beat her now.
Exactly.
She's got to learn not to leave and say stuff. Got to learn.
No, she didn't do anything wrong. It's Malachi Black leaving. They were hoping he'd come back because she went back.
That's bad on her.
Is she allowed to Twitch?
Nope.
No.
No one in the WWE can.
Okay.
As we saw the Twitch, some of their figures got showing up this week here.
Right. Yeah.
Where she made a ton of money. That's why she was having a problem with leaving it. That's why Adam Cole said no. It's a no-brainer. I'm not even going to talk about it.
That blows my mind too. That Cole makes 6 figures on Twitch.
350,000 or so.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And we, how we were talking about Woods. Up, Down, Down made over $1 million on Twitch last year.
Oh, so he's just
that's his separate. Xavier Woods is his separate one that he does, where he sometimes streams and usually he doesn't. Usually he's on the Up, Down, Down channel for it. They made over $1 million.
On Dean Woods?
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could totally see that. Like, if that's the case,
that's why a lot of the guys were mad about having to get rid of it because they were making more money there than they were wrestling.
Yep.
Paige made $500,000 just doing whatever she does on there, barely wearing any clothes.
Yeah, she's literally showing those fake plastic tits of hers.
Mm-hmm. And I know AJ Styles has made probably around the same amount Cole was making before he got kicked out.
I literally thought you were about to say, I know AJ Styles is showing off his tits too.
Speaking of AJ,
and AJ, yeah,
AJ Lee is, I guess,
Mendez.
Welcome back.
Doing some women of wrestling.
Women of wrestling. Yep, she's the executive producer and matchmaker, I guess. And they have a deal with CBS Viacom
syndication.
Yep.
So with that being said,
and then what? Their first big signing was Tessa Blanchard apparently, huh?
Because no one else will touch her.
No, nobody wants to touch her. Exactly.
Did you see?
I mean, I do, but not.
I saw the nuclear heat.
It just says nuclear.
Everyone's crapping on it.
Tom, you want to touch that manly chin she has, right? That just square jawed.
No,
but I'm sure it'll feel nice. It's just,
I guess they put out a calling card. They're having people come calling a casting call for them in Vegas this weekend. So they're going with the non-wrestlers as well.
I hope they do glow skits.
Oh, they definitely will.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I don't. Did anyone watch or anyone see that?
No.
That was on.
I didn't get access to
3
TV.
episodes in.
I was to say because it would catch on my DVR because it was either before or after when New Japan was on Access TV.
After, I believe.
And so I would catch or I would, if I was watching it and it just happened to still be on, and I it's literally just Glow 2.0.
Yep.
I mean, I think the guy that produced, the executive producer of Glow, I think he's actually producing this as well. I think it's the same guy.
Oh, is it the same guy?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was not by name. He was not in the Glow TV series, like the one on Netflix.
That's the one I got 3 episodes in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the actual
show.
No,
it was good. I saw the first season.
Yeah.
It was, and then I just kind of.
I started episode 4 and it's just, there's something about the lead actress that's just so cringy. She makes me uncomfortable. Everything Mark Maron's character says about her is 100% accurate. I can't tell if she's hot, if she's not, if she's funny, if she's not. She's just, she's annoying.
Yeah.
There was one thing I remember about that show is they go to some party at some dude's house.
Yes.
And there's this robot and it's got like cocaine and like all this stuff. And I just like one of the actresses just goes, "Holy drugs in the robot." And it just, I don't know why, but for like the longest time, me and my buddy would just be like, "Holy drugs in the robot."
So I know what time, JL. It's time for the Juventud Wrestler of the Week.
Oh, sure. Someone would forget it.
No, Russ won't let me forget it.
Juventud Wrestler of the Week.
It's got to be a good one. Come on.
I'm going to give you a good one. It's going to be Hammerstone from MLW. Because he headlined the Vice show, and I think he's going to be the future that's going to bring MLW to the future of where it needs to be competitor. At least the Impact or something. Like it's not going to be a league upper level, but it'd be nice if they were the 3rd or 4th or whatever number brand we're at.
Probably 4th.
I mean, Hammerstone is good. He's got a good look. He's definitely
does.
I'm honestly surprised somebody hasn't picked him up. Maybe MLW.
He's had offers.
Yeah,
but MLW gave him more money to stick around.
See, that's kind of crazy.
NXT wanted to pick him up.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And they did the same thing with Jacob Fatu. That the fact that it just stayed with MLW instead of just being another
member of the bloodline.
I mean, I don't. He's got like a weird look to him because he's like from like the neck up, he's like an Uso, but like from the body down, he's like a Samoan. You know what I mean? Like a Samoan, like a wild Samoan.
Yeah. He's got that that big ass and legs.
Yeah, he looks like he's like Umaga.
Totally.
He looks like the original Fatu.
Umaga's a good Fatu. Same. Mm-hmm.
But he does. He wrestles barefoot. He's got but he does. He looks like an old Samoan SWAT team.
Except he tries to wrestle like the current day guys doing planches and moonsaults and all that stuff where they didn't do too many of those. That's a good pick though, Hammerstone.
Yeah, I think he's a good. I think they put the belt on him, but I think he can put the promotion on his back. I think he's going to be really.
He's got 2 belts now.
Absolutely, especially because like I don't really watch a lot of MLW, but I know Fatu's had that belt for like almost
2 years,
2.5 years, 3 years.
Something, yeah.
Something
They said
stupid.
7 days or something like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So
it's been a long time.
But I also didn't like the fact that in NWA they called Nick Aldis like a 300-day champion or something, like a 300 whatever it was.
Well, the biggest thing was with Fatu though. He wouldn't give Hammerstone a title shot. He refused to every time.
My point being is that Nick Aldis didn't defend during COVID.
Oh, sure. No, I understand
like that. He was like, oh, he's like a 900-day champion.
Thank you for listening to Through the Table podcast with Tom, Rick, Russ, JL, and Brian. Catch us on Twitter and Facebook. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Till next time.